Okay, and now it's my turn again to introduce Dave Heleniak. And Dave is a civil litigation attorney in New Jersey. He's the author of the article, The New Star Chamber, the New Jersey Family Court and the Prevention of Domestic Violence Act, published by the Rutgers Law Review. Dave is the attorney who brought the Crespo case, in which the judge found the New Jersey domestic violence statute unconstitutional on the grounds that the standard of proof was so low that it fails to protect innocent people from being subjected to restraining orders. Dave.
All right. Thank you, Cheryl. I think most people are unaware of what goes on in the family courts. I know I was. I'm an attorney and also very into politics and political philosophy. And when I was first introduced to what goes on in the family courts, it was a shock to me. So, I mean, I'm a lawyer. I should know a little bit more than the average person. I didn't know. I don't think most people know what goes on. Now, until I had a case that went into the family court for various reasons, it started off as a personal injury action, wound up in the family court, and it evolved into a final restraining order and parental alienation syndrome, and it was a rude awakening to the horrors that go on in this country. Now, one of the things that interests me in the concept or in the topic of restraining orders is how it can lead to parental alienation. You kick the dad out of the house, and he's not around now to combat any of the lies told about him. Like, dad's not around because he doesn't love you. No one mentions the fact that there's a restraining order keeping him from being there. Or there could be the lie, he's dangerous, so the judge said so. And it's a perfect tool for an alienating parent. And I would hope that some scholarship would be done on that topic, because it is an important issue. Now, it's great to see everybody here, but quite frankly, I wish there was hundreds of people here. And I think that's one of the problems with the system is people get beaten down. There's a restraining order against them. They can't see their kids. They realize the whole system is against them, and they curl up in a fetal position. They lick their wounds, and they might even kill themselves. They don't fight the system. So I urge everybody here and anyone who sees this on the internet, fight the system. Just do what you can. Don't give up.
Amen.
On that issue, as Cheryl mentioned, I was the attorney that brought the Crespo case, which I think is a big victory for justice. Two issues brought out by the judge. One, that the standard of proof is too low. Preponderance is just too easy for an accuser to win on. And also, it's too easy for a judge to simply punt, or whatever the term is, fudge it, say, I believe her more than him, and enter the restraining order. With a clear and convincing standard, which is what Judge Schultz said should be the standard, a judge is going to have to think about what the grounds are for the restraining order and enter them, and an appellate division will be able to analyze his reasoning and critique it. And there'll be more for them to reverse on. Because right now, the appellate division might think, this wasn't a good restraining order, but they have to defer to the fact-finding of the trial level judge. So there's not a lot they can do. Another interesting twist or angle that Judge Schultz found was that these restraining order laws violate the separation of powers. They tell the judges what procedures to follow, and in New Jersey at least, that's a no-no. And that's a good angle for anyone who is looking to challenge the statute. because judges, like any other political actor, resent power grabs. And here's a power grab from the legislature, and they're, it's something that judges might react to. So in closing, I urge anyone who has the initiative and who has a restraining order against them or is facing a restraining order to make a constitutional argument. The arguments are laid out in the Crespo decision. Most of them were not agreed with, but the judge does lay out my arguments, and the Crespo decision is available on the internet. You just Google Crespo, Schultz, PDF, and domestic violence, clear and convincing, and you should be able to find the decision. Also, I make a lot of arguments in my article, The New Star Chamber. That's also on the internet. If you just Google that, New Star Chamber, Heleniak, PDF, you should be able to find it. And challenge it. If possible, get a good lawyer, because this is a skill, writing appellate briefs, and sometimes pro ses aren't the best at doing that. But if you can't afford a lawyer, try to write like a lawyer, and that's not using big Latin words. That's using careful, reasoned arguments, not inflammatory rants, and with big caps and bold letters and wild accusations like this is a criminal court, and in the sense of the court is criminal, or they stole my kids. Tone it down when you if you're pro se and you're doing a constitutional challenge. All right, thanks a lot, guys.